My name is Teacher Mpamire, also known as Herbert Seguja. I'm a Ugandan, 42-year-old stand-up comedian and a teacher by profession at Standard High School Zana in Kampala.
During those days, a friend in need was a friend in the. Right now, a friend in need is a parasite in the. Turn to your neighbor and ask, are you a friend or a parasite?
There is a man who said that art is a mirror of the society. What we do on stage is a reflection of what happens in the society. So reality versus humor, they go hand in hand, because comedy is a funny way of being serious. We seriously handle issues that happen in the society, but in a humorous way. There is a comedian called Dave Chappelle said that a comedian is a person with a third eye who watches things with an ironical detachment. So the way we look at things, we add in irony, but these are the realistic things that happen. These are the real things that happen in the society. So reality and humor work hand in hand, as long as it doesn't affect the person.
Hallelujah! It is only that we are living in a confused world, where we do not know is the confused and the what. Love is confusing lovers, lovers are confusing love.
It's a nice project. Calling it Gen Z redefines comedy in Kigali, in Rwanda. Sorry to over-mention Kigali, because I've always been in Kigali. But it redefines comedy, fraternity in Rwanda. We used to have comedy shows where you could be hosted by Arthur Ngusi. He had his audience, but now we are in Gen Z. We are in a young generation. This young generation, if they have come out with a comedy, as you can see the lineup, it's a very nice concept and I welcome it. Only that that first when they told me Gen Z, I thought of Gen Z of Kenya, the rioters, but I was surprised that your Gen Z is a comedy show rather than rioters on the street.
What is the difference between sugar mommy and sugar daddy?
How don't you stand on my manner? When I'm stand.
Yes.
The opposite of propaganda.
Hey.
It is proper Kenya. Proper Kenya. Proper Tanzania.
Yes.
Comedy in Uganda has grown to a very big extent. Reason being that the foundation, we had a foundation. Most of the established comedians in Uganda were either inspired or were skilled. They had the talent. Talent is not enough. Talent must be skilled. So that was 2009, somewhere there. We had a competition from Our Choice, Stand Up Uganda, where they got trainers from South Africa, Alp Rogers, and others. They came to Uganda. They did auditions for stand-up comedy. We were like 70 out of 70. Only 5 emerged as victorious, and these are the people who are still holding the comedy industry. I was among the top 5. Daniel Omara, Patrick Salvador Drink, Alex Mohanji, and Pablo. You see that we are still in the game, but under this, we even nurtured young comedians. We cannot organize the same training, but you inspire. When you become successful, you inspire others. I've been able to travel to almost all countries in Africa and the world. Schengen, that is Denmark, Finland, US, UK. But there's someone looking at you and say, I want to be this. That is also nice. So that is the advantage we have. We were inspired and we are still inspiring. Unlike here, where comedy is growing up, others do not have established comedians. They haven't been so much established comedians to look at and say, let me do this and this. Most of the legends we have here, at least I know Athankusi, was doing comedy, but then later he turned into a host. You get, not just stand-up, which is also nice for the comedians who want to host shows, Masi and many others. So comedy has a future in Rwanda because already the advantage you have, people have already embraced it. Now that is the advantage you have over Ugandans. Ugandans it is a step by step by step, but here the way comedy has started, I think it has a future. But the most important, if it is to become a success here, the organizers should organize workshops for these young comedians. They need to be skilled. They need to be nurtured. They need to be, because comedy goes with rehearsing, content creation, comedy writing and performing. My advice would be that for Gen Z comedy management can sometimes organize these workshops by inviting established comedians from around all over the world, whether from South Africa, so that you have stand-up Rwanda, so that these people can be nurtured, because talent must be nurtured. Talent is not enough. It must be nurtured. How do they write a joke? How do they come up with a punchline? How do you choose your comedy style? Which style is marketable? How do you become unique? All these can be taught in a workshop. If you prefer that I want to do comedy as an engineer, that is being unique. Because when they invite comedians for end of year party, they say, but we also need the other one who is doing what? Doing unique comedy. His stuff is unique. When I went to American Comedy Institute, I told Steve Rosenfield, the director, that I want to be unique. I've always wanted to be unique. That's the reason why I came up with the character of the president. I own it. There are other comedians who I encourage to do it. But when you are unique, you have an advantage. When you look at in Africa, my style is different. When you come up with your blackboard on the stage, they will say you are trying to act as Teacher Mpamire. So all comedians should strive to be unique. Uniqueness takes you a step further.
Because God brought us here, life is very important. Life is very important. Life is very important, that without it you would be dead. You would be what? Ask your neighbor, are you dead or alive? Are you dead or alive?
I think my dream is to go digital by hosting a Teacher Mpamire live show rather than just teaching, taking advantage of the technology that has come up. Unfortunately, I've not been able to mostly tap into the new the new social media vibe like TikTok, because by the time when I felt like, hey, TikTok is serious, people had already posted all my content from the street. Just they get that funny part. But my dream is to see that we tap into that technology. But I would like to have an online show rather than just a physical show. So for the rest, it also depends on the social media channel. We have used YouTube, we have used Facebook, we have used TikTok, we have used everything. Then there is it's called AL. Yeah, but my brains are open. In case of anything, I'm ready to advance. My brains are still open, because you look at some stuff and feel like, how did they make this? Especially with animation. I prefer Teacher Mpamire in an animated way, animated style. Yes, as long as you get that, but it will require some formal training.
But remember, time is man. Time is what? Therefore we shall say women equals money, and that is equation E. Remember, money is the root cause of all. So we shall say women equals which is wrong, because these are the mothers of our country. Clap for them.
We are fighting to get copyright because we have not benefited a lot from comedy due to piracy. Our content is not protected. Rather, you hear, hey, Teacher Mpamire, we are in a bus going to Western Uganda, but we have been laughing from the start, from Kampala up to Mbarara, watching all your clips. Now, that means I'm not benefiting from that, because even those who are in the bus have never invited me for a performance. So we need copyright. Some countries have really done so. For example, in Nigeria, I think the copyright law is in action. Kenya, I don't know yet, but in Nigeria is a good example. They have done that. So we need to protect our content, but all this goes back to the governments. If governments can facilitate art, because art contributes a very big percentage to the total revenue of the country. So if at all artists can be considered in Rwanda, artists can be considered as a serious sector, the entertainment as a serious sector, then we are ready to go. We shall benefit, governments will benefit, and we shall also benefit, and our children will also benefit. Because if I die right now, my daughter will never gain from Teacher Mpamire on the street. People will be uploading it, will re-upload it and get money from it. But if we are protected, then it's okay. I've seen some artists in Uganda, musicians, the legends, Paul Kafero. It's not now easy to reproduce his song. Either they will take you to court. I wish it can be done even in other forms of art.
Repeat after me. Kani ha e hani ha ani e. Not kani he.
My advice to someone there who feels like, yeah, I want to make it in comedy, know what exactly you want in comedy. Know what you want. What do you want to do with comedy? Are you doing it as a hobby? Are you doing it as a lifetime career? Once you find out, if you want to do it as a hobby, it has also its arrangements. With if it's a hobby, you leave it there at all. It's just, but I would focus more on a person who wants to make it your career. Prepare it. Know that this is my business. This is where I get food from. This is where I get money from. Once you know that, then it will open. God will also open for you, because you know that you are focused. Comedy needs focus, knowing that you need this and this is supposed to be done. It's an entity that requires research, rehearsals. It requires writing, comedy writing. You must get used to stage, and every time you must be on stage. It's just like a football. If you don't train and you say, me, I will wait for the match on a Sunday, either you see the impact of those people who have whose careers have died in football. They don't train, they are in bars. Comedy, make it a business. And you know, if Gen Z administrators want us to do rehearsals, attend the rehearsals. Now that is a person who wants comedy to be your career. Don't fear to start. Don't fear to start. Listen to criticism. Allow your heart to be criticized, but judge, weigh. Not everything they will say is right. Someone will say, "Money, you can't manage. You are not funny. You can't manage. Just leave it." Listen to that person, but what is your inner man saying? If your inner man says you will make it, you will still make it. Some of us have become products of criticism. where someone says, we are tired of Mosei, we are tired of the president, president, but you keep going because you are not the president, you are a stand-up comedian. They tell you when you come up with the teacher Mpamire on the street, that one was done in Ghana, it is done in Nigeria. Why are you copying other people's projects? When you act this, you are copying Kansime. People will not embrace you because you're acting as Kansime. Just go on and do what you want. Why? Because there is nothing new in this world. Whatever we do was done a long time ago. It was done. All we need is to admire, get the idea, upgrade the idea. When, for example, I normally tell Uganda, some boys, someone wants to act as the president. I tell them I don't have copyright over the president's character. He is the one who is in charge. Just like I came up with, you can also do your Museveni. However, at least upgrade it, but don't put it down. Don't act president when he's swimming, when he's smoking cannabis, when he's doing vulgar things on stage. You get that makes it bad. So don't fear to start. Learn from, if you want to have a successful career, learn from the experienced or the established or from the legends. Don't copy from them, learn from them, consult them. How can I do this? Now, some normally come to Rwanda, like Pablo, Salvador, and there are some girls out there who would also want to become Anne. You get? Who would like to be like Kansime. And the advantage with Rwanda is it is still fresh in comedy. Another Kansime can come up in Kigali, in Rwanda. In Kenya we have seen there Mamito, Jemtai, Teacher Wanjiku. Here is an opportunity in Rwanda where you can raise up as a female comedian because audience, Mercy and the Gen Z comedy has already established a platform. I've never seen one of the best audience in Africa as the audience in Rwanda. People enter when they are ready to laugh. So, as aspiring comedians, take advantage of that. Some of us didn't have that platform, but now Mercy and his team have already organized for you. That means already you have your audience. You don't know how we started the comedy. You only have 5 people in the audience. They don't pay you, or you survive on chips and chicken. At the hotel, you organize something behind there, and you perform for 5. Imagine 5 people. But now you have a full house. Take advantage. Respect. If you are an aspiring comedian, respect your elders. Respect the management. If you're money-minded from the start, if your target is money at the beginning, you won't survive comedy. You won't survive comedy. If your target is to get money at first, comedy is not going to be easy. And Mercy or Messi, I don't know why Messi or Gen Z will look for those who are ready, because when you are starting your career and you focus on money, think about those who have organized and hired the venue. How much have they gained from it? You build your career slowly by slowly. For us, we survived on food. You go to a wedding, you tell them, as long as you give me food. We could, you don't know how I started comedy in Uganda. You could walk long distances just because of that. But now we have got everything. I don't even know how much they charge for a flight. In all countries I've performed, for all countries where I've performed, I don't even know how they charge that the ticket is this, because my interest, I built my foundation. So start your foundation without money, but you will make money later.